Okay, and we are back with another One Piece chapter 1189 titled King of Hell. This is actually like a pretty brutal chapter. We thought we were kind of screwed in chapter 1188, but to be 100% real, it seems like we're more fucked. But what's good in this chapter is we get some lore drop, which is pretty nice. We'll just go right into it. So, chapter King of Hell. It starts with Nami, Luffy, and Zoro, and for some reason, all three of them are monkeys, which is pretty nice. And then Luffy's doing the Nika pose. That's really sick. And Sanji simping, my guy. All right. So how this chapter starts is kind of just Luffy coughing up a lot of blood. We see the sword just strictly impaled into him. And what makes it worse from the last chapter, instead of just seeing him impaled, we see Luffy get stabbed into a tree, which really, really sucks for Luffy. Like, we've seen Luffy get beat pretty bad, like, especially with Crocodile, who, hooked him, but this is a real, like, one-sided. Like, we've seen Luffy in one-sided fight, but this one is just insane. Like, and then oh god, man. And then you see how big Emu is too, man. Imagine how big that sword is to Luffy. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. And then I'm sorry. Usopp is the first person to sense. I just keep looking at the picture. It's crazy. So Usopp's the first person to sense that something happened to Luffy, but obviously Nami's just saying no, he's fine. He's not. Jinbei's the only one Jinbei and Loki are the only one to really sit there and know what Luffy's dealing with. Jinbei was also the same one during the Katakuri fight when this happened at the same time. Jinbei was just like, yeah, nah. Like, Jinbei stood off to the side knowing Luffy wasn't good. But now this is time Jinbei just says, he's like, no, Luffy's hockey drastically weakened this time. Like, it's bad. But what's really cool and answers a lot of questions is well, hold on before we get that. Oh, we get Princess Shiryu finally freed from the ice. We have Brooke just screaming at her, trying to wake her up. And then, to be real, Brooke, how Brooke's yelling at Princess Shiryu in this chapter is pretty kind of bad because she's been frozen and also take her body's been taken control of by Emu for years, and Brooke is just like, "Were you manipulated? Were you this? Were you that?" And he's just screaming in her face. And I'm just like, "Yo, bro, like at least let her wake up and then do all that." But I feel you. Then Hiruden, for some reason, I actually don't know. Oh wait, no. Hiruden gets flung just out of nowhere and just crashes into a couple of the giant ships. And yeah, just I don't even know what happened to Hiruden. Like I haven't really thought about Hiruden ever since we saw Luffy get stabbed last chapter and Zoro and Sanji get mauled by Emu. Like Hiruden's been the last thought on anybody's mind. But then we get some pretty cool stuff with me. I think Loki will join the Straw Hats, but this is kind of confirming because we have Loki like conversating and talking with the Straw Hats. We have Loki talking with Jinbei. We have him talking with Nami, and Chopper's taking care of him. Because remember the last chapter, Luffy thought Loki died and said, "Yo, Chopper, go take care of him. He's my friend." So I'm thinking more strongly, Loki will is either he will be a Straw Hat or he's going to just be a traitor or be the king of the giants. I don't really know. Loki's so weird at this point. But we have Jinbei protecting Loki. It's not really protecting, he's just standing there. But then now this is where we get the real big lord. We get Loki actually thinking back to the day that Harold died and he had a conversation with Shanks. Just straight up tell Loki wants to go and fight the world government. Shanks asks, "Who are you even gonna fight?" He tells him that Loki that it's the king of the world. Like, and then obviously, Jaru doesn't believe that there's a single king of the whole entire world. But no, Shanks confirms it to him, and Shanks straight up says, "Yo, if you could have defeated him. Like no, like this is kind of shows Shanks's like knowledge and power in my personal opinion because he just says, "Yo, if you could defeat him, somebody else would have did it back then." Meaning Shanks probably knows of people stronger than Loki. And obviously, we have Roger, we have Garp, maybe Zebek. Like, we're not 100% sure where all this power scaling is right now, but all I know is Shanks straight up just tells him that. And then we get a nice little weird conversation with Emu and Luffy again. I found this conversation really weird that Emu brought up Sabo and Ace. He brought up Sabo and Ace, and then he just stabs Luffy again, and then he tells him Ace was slain by the military, and Sabo's making a name for himself as a revolutionary. And then he's saying, "What are you?" And it's weird. Like he complimented Sabo. Like that was, in my opinion, that's a compliment to Sabo. He's like, his flame is still burning, and then my crew took your brother. Like Emu has like weird shit talk. It's kind of weird. But then we go and yeah, and this another stab. Like I said, this is worse than a Kaido ass whooping or a crocodile ass whooping or just anybody we ever seen. Just Jesus. And then now we get a nice little lore drop. A nice lore drop about the weapons. It's about the weapons. All the weapons are from about 800 years ago. They're about from the original families of the original families of the 20 kings that pledged to Emu or whatever. And honest to God, these are the sickest names. Like I think what did we get? I forgot. All I know is Luffy got stabbed with a sword called the Sea God sword. The first sword that Emu stabbed him with apparently has life draining energy, which is not good because Luffy already sacrifices his life with these gear food moves. And now Emu takes out an axe. And I'm not gonna front, this axe looks pretty sick, and it's called Zitten, I think. And it looks really sick. But one thing I do want to bring up is something that Shepard said. He says, "I'm not lying. Their power is a legend that lives through our to the house." Oh, sorry, that's not it. Well, along the sense, Summers says that the power of the weapons is basically granted through Emu. Like apparently the weapons were gone before, but then Emu's able to bring them back with the powers of the devil. That that's weird. So when they're stabbed in the ground, are they just like not activated? Like do they not move or whatnot? I mean, yeah, obviously they're not activated because like they're in a floor, but do they get their powers exactly when Emu just takes them out? And then we get the names of the swords. We get what is it? Graham. I personally the weapon of the house of Shepherd is called Graham. That is a terrible name. And we have fighting against Zoro a little bit in this chapter, and to be 100% real, Zoro's not doing bad. Like he's doing his King of Hell 3 sword style attack, does knock him back, but it seems the only reason it seems knocked him back is because the sword appeared out of nowhere, and Zoro probably just look. Zoro doesn't even notice it, and to be 100% real, he still blocks it, and he just falls on the floor. Like I personally think this fight and Zoro fight really isn't gonna last that long, but the Killingham and Sanji fight will. And then now we go to Sanji and Killingham. We don't really get a long exclamation from Killingham at all, which I kind of like because talks way too much. But it's pretty cool. But I mean, Killingham says, "Meet my weapon of the house of Rimushifu, the Longinus." And honestly, this is the best looking weapon. I'm a big spear guy, so this is probably the best weapon in my opinion. And it's kind of cool. Sword and spear, kind of like what Nika has. Then we go to the next panel of Luffy just decimated and Emu just saying you should be honored by the arms that construct you're going to die by the arms that constructed this world. That's insane. That's an insane like way to pretty much die. But then my favorite character, the Minister of Love, and the man who most likely will die, Scopper Gaban, comes in and saves the day. Just like the left wing of the Pirate King has arrived. I personally think Scopper will do better than Luffy and Loki combined. I believe Scopper will be able to get a hit or something on Emu to actually damage him. I mean, Loki got a hit and Luffy got a hit, but that they both only got it when he wasn't paying attention. Scopper is probably gonna have the old man strength. You know, that old man strength that my boy Garp had and Whitebeard. He's probably gonna do that to Emu. It probably won't be enough, but I believe it'll be enough to at least show Luffy and Loki something. And then, Scopper dies. But that's the chapter. Very interesting. We got some lore drop. We got just everything. Like, I wish we got more, man. Like, I wish we got more Joy Boy or just show us who he is. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. Oh, and we're gonna have a 1 week break after this. So yeah. And catch the podcast, everybody, on Spotify.